Hi and welcome to Disctv, the show that brings you the world of disc golf. I'm Brian Sullivan. This week we're in Stockholm, Sweden for the Stockholm Open. Now this is the biggest event in Europe this year, and all the top European players will be here, including new world distance record holder Christian Sandstrom. So don't go anywhere,
because Disctv is on the air right now.
Yeah. Also this week, if you've ever wanted to learn the secrets of long distance driving, you'll get a private lesson from the guy who set a new record this year by throwing a golf disc 820 feet. It's all about disc golf. This is Disctv.
Good. Pause.
Disctv is brought to you in part by the Professional Disc Golf Association, guiding disc golf into the future. Maceman Disc Golf Gear, expect the best. And by DiscLife.com, the world leader in disc golf. Welcome to Stockholm, Sweden for Disctv's coverage of the 2002 Stockholm Open. I'm Brian Sullivan with this weekend's tournament director, Jonas Luff. Jonas, thanks for having us here, and if you'll excuse my poor Swedish, tack så mycket.
Varsågod.
First of all, tell us a little bit about the history behind this event. This is Europe's biggest disc golf event, yes?
Yeah, and one of the oldest. It started in 1979, and now it's 24th year.
And this year we have a completely full field of 144 players, right?
Yeah, that's right. And there's players from 8 countries.
Let's talk a little bit about the course. First of all, you have some terrific amenities. For example, this wonderful cafe right behind us.
Yeah, it's a summer cafe where you can buy discs or rent discs and buy refreshments. So it's very good for the players.
And when the players hit the course, what can they expect to find?
Quite a long course, not that open, medium open, sometimes windy. So you need to know how the disc flies and good approach shots. So you're not too far away from the green, from the basket.
And would you say that a player with a very long arm is going to have a better chance at winning this event, or will it come down to the putts?
It's an advantage to have a long drive, of course, but it's all come down to the putt. So.
And who's here? Some of the top talent in Europe is here this weekend. What are some of the names that that you're looking at thinking, well, this person might have a chance to win this year?
Yeah, I think Timo Pursio, he has a good chance. He has won the last 2 years.
He's from Finland?
Yeah, he's from Finland. And Jesper Lundmark from Sweden, he has a good chance too. I think it will be between them.
Jonas, thanks so much for your time. We'll talk to you again real soon. In the
Yeah.
meantime, let's get out to the action. Welcome to Stockholm, the capital of Sweden and a city with a Viking heritage and a flair for design. It's the first time here for Americans Juliana Korver and Sean Sinclair, so the Disctv cameras tagged along as they toured the downtown area. In the women's division, Sweden's top 2 shooters both turned up to take on 4-time women's world champ Juliana Korver. Here's Birgitta Lagerholm, who finished 4th at the 2002 World Championships in Houston this summer and was feeling confident about her chances for victory here on her home course at Järva Disc Golf Park. As expected, Lagerholm's long game was often dominating, and she carded some great scores when left with only short putts. It was 2 7-over par first rounds for Lagerholm. Then she found her rhythm with a 5-over third round and an even par 27 in the 9-hole semifinal round. Now meet Sweden's Nilofar Massavaramani, the disc golf silver medalist in the 2001 World Games at Akita, Japan. Massavaramani finished behind Korver at that event, and this would be the first time the two had met since the World Games. Massavaramani has terrific overall skills, and she kept the bogeys to a minimum to earn the lead with a 2-over par 56 in the first round. 2 rounds at 4 over par would follow, and a 2 over semifinal round would cement the deal. Sweden's Nilafar Masivaramani was in the hunt and in the final 9 this weekend. And here's a familiar face to Disctv fans. 4-time women's world champion Juliana Korver, who appeared to put an end to her slump last week with a win at the Whitcomb Classic in England. However, the women's field is much stronger here in Sweden, and she would need her top game to make it 2 in a row. After 2 rounds, Korver was tied up with Masivaramani, and observers wondered if her confidence would hold up to the test. Her answer? Absolutely, as Korver busted out to a 3-stroke lead after round 3 by shooting a new women's course record of 1 over par. She would shoot stroke for stroke with Masivaramani through the semifinals, and Juliana Korver leads by 3 with 9 to go. To the Open Division, and we begin with Sweden's Christian Sandström, who earlier this year set a new distance record with a toss of 820 feet, blowing away the previous record by more than 100 feet. He started at 4 under par and found himself scrambling to get into the final 9, but a 7 under round 3 did the trick for Christian Sandström. Sweden's Jesper Lundmark holds the distinction of the best international finish at a World Championship after he finished 3rd at Worlds 2000. The 21-year-old is no stranger to Järva Disc Golf Park, and he grabbed the lead out of the gate after shooting an 8 under par 46. Lundmark's drives were dead on, and he would go on to finish strong with a 4 under in the 9-hole semifinal, and Lundmark is in our final 9. Sean Sinclair of the U.S. was a winner last week in England, and he's looking to make it 2 in a row here. Big putts are Sinclair's specialty, and every long one made was needed as he fought to stay near the lead. Sinclair would turn in a 48, 49, and 50 for the first 3 rounds, but a 1 under par 26 in the semifinal round would leave him 1 stroke out of the lead with 9 holes to go. He'll need more long putts before this one is over. Finally, here's Finland's Timo Persio, who came in this weekend as a favorite despite the fact that this family man doesn't get to play as often as he'd like. Persio was 7 under and 1 stroke away from Lundmark after round 1, and found himself 15 under par and tied up with Sinclair after round 3. At this point, he came on big time with a 2 under in the semifinal. That would make Persio the new leader going into the final 9. So, with 9 holes remaining, it's Finland's Timo Persio with a 1-stroke lead over Sinclair of the U.S. and Sweden's Jesper Lundmark. Stay tuned for one of the most exciting finishes of the season. We're in an absolutely huge field in Stockholm, Sweden, the perfect place to meet our next guest. He's Christian Sandström, who earlier this year set a new distance record with a golf disc. Christian, you threw a golf disc 250 meters. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Now, for our American viewers, that's about 820 feet, is it not, Christian?
Yeah, that's true.
Now, this has been a goal of yours for a while to get the distance record, right?
Oh yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how you prepared to set the record this year.
During the winter, I'm doing much weightlifting and such things with many weights and throwing heavier and easier things than the frisbee are. As medicine balls, you know, like small round weights, looks like a frisbee, and so your body can get used to heavier and easier things to throw, because you need that to explode in your body when you are snapping the disc out.
Now, I know it's very important for you as a distance thrower to stretch out before you start throwing. Could you show us some of the stretches you do to prepare before you throw?
At the first, I think the most important thing to do is to warm up 15 or 20 minutes before you stretch, and then you stretch like 15 or 20 minutes, then you throw. And you begin with, when you are throwing with different parts of your body. So you are concentrating on first at the legs at the first time, and then at the end you're connecting all the bodies together and make a whole style or the whole push-up or run-up. So that will make so you don't injure yourself during the training. That's very important.
Can you show us some examples?
Yeah, sure. It's like the lower, to get your movement in your lower back, you are like this, twisting around so that the blood is going through the whole back. That is the first thing to do. And then when you are pretty warm in your body, you can go like this. And all the time when you are stretching, you can do movements that like your distance style. So you can think on this. You can also, when you're stretching and it's really warm in your body, you can have weights in your hand while you're doing it. That will double the effect. But that's not good in the beginning because the injuring risk is pretty big then. That's some example to do it.
When you're throwing for distance, you're really using your entire body, aren't you?
Yeah, and my hips and all the stuff, that's the most important thing to warm up, because if it's something I'm injuring on the practice, it's almost always my hip and the back of my leg. So this is a good exercise of that. Like holding here, and if you have a friend with you, the friend can press some weight here. Yeah,
Like this?
yeah, exactly. And you just, yeah, and hold that, exactly. That's very important, because that is your biggest muscle in your body. And if you get some problem with that muscle, you get a problem, because the hip power in your distance throw will minimize of a half or something.
So show me the grip that you use, because is it different than a standard golf grip?
Yeah, often you have this finger here, or the control finger in your golf grip. So this is like this, and you control your snap and your release in your hand with this finger. It controls your disc. But in distance, almost everybody is putting all the fingers in the rim like this, because getting more power in it, and you don't have any finger in the way while you're throwing it.
And this is actually called the power grip.
Yeah.
And are you gripping very hard?
Yeah, and I think I am gripping and pressing my thumb more than everybody else do. I think many hold in the disc with the whole hand, but I think I'm pretty, like relaxed in my hand.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I'm throwing, I'm just pressing it with my thumb. That's where I'm getting my spin from.
Okay, so we have your grip. Now walk us through the motion.
Okay.
What do you do to get the big distance?
Okay, sure. It's pretty like a javelin thrower. When javelin throwers are throwing a javelin very far, they are letting the power going from your legs and up. So when they're doing it in slow motion, and you can see it on TV, it's like motion going through the body, slow. It's the same thing to distance. I have copied a lot of things from javelin and those sports. I'll show you in slow motion.
Okay.
It's like this.
Christian, thanks so much for showing us some of the techniques that you used to break the world record.
Thank you.
It's 820 feet. That's almost 3 football fields, folks, or 250 meters. Christian, amazing feat that you did. Now, if people are looking to learn more about throwing distance, where can they go?
They can go to my website I have. It's www.frisbeeevent.info.com.
And where is the big event each year for distance throwers?
It's a dry lake between Las Vegas and and Los Angeles. It's called El Mirage, and that's a big place to beat the world record or some personal scores.
Big D in the desert in El Mirage, California. It happens every year. If you want to see the guys throw the big distance, that's the place to be. Christian, thanks again.
Thank you.